And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a brand new track here on the NNSCRA circuit. I'll get into why we are here in just a moment, but we're getting ready for the running of the YouTube Comedy Week 200 here tonight under the lights at a track known as SuperCell. Now, we were originally supposed to go to Branson, as I'm sure you'll remember, for our final race before we head to All-Star Race Weekend. However, I did quite a bit of testing at Branson, and there was some kind of a glitch that went on there. I can't really describe it, but I ended up having the whole race go for about 50 minutes, and they never even had one green flag lap. There was a lot of weird stuff going on, so I finally decided, instead of fooling around with it, we were going to change the track, and we came here to SuperCell, which is, in my opinion, kind of like a revamped, reloaded Texas Motor Speedway. Seems to be that kind of type of a track, and I believe this track is actually located in Texas as well. So this is going to be an interesting speedway track for these drivers. A little bit of a curveball thrown for all these drivers in Trucks, Mobile, and Snickers as well, as they were just notified last minute that this was the track we were heading to. They've had no opportunity really for testing or anything. The only history experience they've got on this track is whatever they've experienced in qualifying as well as in the two practice sessions this race weekend. Going to be night conditions though, so hopefully there'll be quite a bit of grip, which will help these drivers to be able to learn this track a lot easier and put on a really good show tonight for us. Carter Keselowski going to be on the pole for tonight's event. Alongside of him, another rookie, that is Stephen Pollard III. So rookies hold the front row for tonight's event. Who knows, a new track could be the opportunity for rookies to capitalize here tonight. Tony Blazer going to line up in the third position alongside of him, Richard Johnson. Now, all four of these drivers, with the exception of Stephen Pollard III, all really needing good runs here today. And actually, all four of these drivers have not actually taken and locked themselves in to the Oreo Truck Series All-Star Race. So tonight's the last opportunity for a driver to be able to do that. Could be one of these four currently in your screen. The points battle is certainly heated up after last week's race at Darlington. Dylan Poteet is still the points leader, but only by 6 points now over Adam Chambers. Nick Eggleston comes in only 10 points back, and only 13 points back is Matthew Rodriguez. And then 16 points back, 14 points back rather, is where Sean Galligan, two-time winner in the trucks, is lined up in 5th in the standings. So it is really close, only 14 points separating the top 5 in the standings. And with a new track coming into the factor here, there could be a new points leader heading into the second half of the regular season. Time to get these trucks rolling off. We'll complete a couple pace laps. We'll show you the starting grid and then get ready for an exciting event here tonight. Going to be very, very interesting to see how this track's going to play out into the chase for the championship, as well as several other underlining stories here, ending off the first half of the season. So they will roll off. Here's your starting grid for tonight's event. 23-lap event. You can see here, they've got a lot of room here in the turns. Definitely enough room to go 3 wide. 4 wide is questionable, but it almost looks like there could be enough room for 4 wide. However, I'm not exactly sure about coming off these corners if that 4 wide situation would be able to remain intact. When they come down here to the front straightaway, you can see it's very much like Texas Motor Speedway. As here we go, the green flag is out, we're underway here at SuperCell. Wow, these guys, doesn't take them long to get up through the gears, and it looks like we're going to have a battle for the lead just like that. Tony Blazer going to get the inside line on Carter Keselowski. He's going to go for the top spot. Ron Vajara Jr. directly behind him. Trent Dunham there as well. They are already 3 wide back there. Last week's winner, Maggie Vedaravu, she is there. And she is on the high side. I thought I saw Richard Johnson and Eric Burton also caught up on the high line. Ron Vajara Jr. now, he's going to go for the lead. Vajara Jr. there with Trent Dunham. Chris Dollerton lined up on the inside line there as well. They're still double wide, 3 wide in some places. As they come down to the stripe here. Ron Vajara Jr. doing a nice job. Now, don't forget, Ron Vajara Jr. had a nice run last week at Darlington. He was out front for quite a while. I thought for a moment Ron Vajara Jr. may be en route to his first career NSCRA victory, but it was not to be. He may be looking for a little bit of redemption here tonight as things have kind of settled out between the top 5. Tony Blazer now into second as Carter Keselowski's going to look underneath him for that spot. Sean Henley's now moved into the top 5 in 4th. And 5th place now is going to be Stephen Pollard the 3rd. Dunham now 6th. Eric Burton 7th. Dollerton 8th. Maggie Vedaravu 9th. And 10th is Richard Johnson. See if we can find a good battle on the track. This is the best battle on the racetrack right now, as they've got about single file up ahead. Jacob Cook, Kyle Sosnowski, Anthony McCurry. This is back somewhere around just outside the top 15. As McCurry's got his teammate Charles Jackson right behind him. They're 17th and 18th. Move back up to the front of the field here. Looks like we could have a battle on here for position number 5. Stephen Pollard III has it. Trent Dunham wants it. Trent Dunham's been having a real dismal season in the Truck Series. Lots of DNFs for that Bass Pro Shop Chevy Silverado team. And we got a battle on for the lead. They're going to go 3 wide for the lead. Henley, Vajara Jr., and Carter Keselowski. And Keselowski was the driver who got that spot. I think Henley had to back out of the throttle. So Carter Keselowski, the pole sitter, is back up to the front. And now the top 6 have broken away. Keselowski, Henley, Vajara Jr., Blazer, Dunham, and Stephen Pollard III have all pulled away. And I don't know if they're going to be able to get bunched back up again or not. Eric Burton trying to catch up to these guys there. Dollerton trying to do the same. There's Seth Cole moving by Maggie Vedaravu. It was these two who duked it out for the win last week at Darlington. Of course, Maggie Vedaravu coming out on top in that exchange. Seth Cole's been having some good runs. Oh, Trent Dunham just got spun around with Tony Blazer. They were up at the front of the field. Oh, Richard Johnson's involved. Jackson got a piece of it. Tom Capps is in it. Dylan Young, Bob Jones, Colin Welty, Hayden Klein, Luke Walker. They're just all piling in. Galligan is in it. Martin is involved. Rod Houston. I also saw another car back there. I think it was Galligan and Eggleston. Oh, man. First caution of the night, and it happened right up in a battle for what I think was 3rd place. Who's the leader? Leader, it might be Stephen Pollard III. No, it wasn't. It was Carter Keselowski over Ron Vajara Jr. and Sean Henley, but the caution is out. There's what's left of Christopher Martin. Tony Blazer was up inside the top 5 all night so far, and his day is done. Smoke pouring out of the back of that Subway Toyota. There is Dylan Young, 9th in points. He's involved. Hayden Klein gets involved. Hayden Klein comes into this race currently 25th in points. This has been a dismal few races for him. Charles Jackson's on pit road. There's the Dom Capps machine. My goodness. Trent Dunham, we know, got a piece of it. There's Felix Harris involved. The 78. Rookie points leader and 6th in overall standings. Oh, Adam Chambers, 2nd in points. When did he get involved? There's Richard Johnson, but my goodness. And did the points leader get through all this? There he is, Dylan Poteet, up in 18th place. I think he got through it all right. Matthew Rodriguez looks like he got through okay. And we know Sean Henley was ahead of the wreck when it happened. Carter Keselowski's the leader under our first caution of the day, and it was a big one here at SuperCell. Let's try and see where this begins. This was somewhere inside the top 5. I think it was a battle for the 3rd position, maybe 4th. And the contact, boy, just 2 different drivers taking 2 different lines, and Dunham turns the 76 around up into the wall. That was a hard hit for Tony Blaze. You could see how the rear of that car started to go airborne with the violent impact. And then just watch them all starting to work their way through here. Wow, Burton, Dollarton. Close call for those two. And here they come. Chambers is the one who T-bones the Trent Dunham machine. There's Richard Johnson getting a piece of it. Then he runs into Tony Blazer as well. Jackson's going to get into Dunham. Richard Johnson car going to slide back up the racetrack. Right in front. Oh, man, Dylan Pote just barely missed that. But there's Dom Capps. He's not going to be able to avoid. And then as Dom Capps' car goes spinning around, his car is going to slide down in front of, I think it was Dylan Young right there. Bob Jones going to get involved right there. Nice miss by Emilio Navarrete to avoid his Henry Motorsports teammate. But I don't think it's over. I think that somebody else is going to get into the 24. Yep, right there, Colin Welty. Here comes Hayden Klein. He's going to run into him. Luke Walker not going to slow down. Barney Ward, oh, he does get some contact. So does James McLeod. There's Galligan, Martin, Eggleston, and Rod Houston all held up back there. Just became a parking lot then in the turn 1 area. But my goodness, what a place for this wreck to start. Complete domino effect, and Trent Dunham went airborne. Sure hope he's okay. But a battle for inside the top 5, which I believe was for the 4th position, ends up causing a huge wreck and taking several drivers out, 2 of which that got damaged were inside the top 5 in points. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing on lap 10 of 23. Carter Keselowski, the pulse leader, has worked his way back up to the front time and time again. He will be the leader on this restart. Ron Bajara Jr. lines up in 2nd. Sean Henley is in 3rd. 4th is Stephen Pollard III, with Eric Burton currently in 5th. Seth Cole runs 6th, Chris Dollarton 7th. 8th is Danica Shirley. 9th place is Maggie Vaydarvu, and Jacob Cook will complete the top 10. Alex Tanker runs 11th, Kyle Sosnowski in 12th. 13th is Sky Commons, Matthew Rodriguez 14th, and 15th is Anthony McCurry. Then the rest of the top 20 are 16th John Cittadino, 17th Ryan Acosta. The points leader Dylan Pote in 18th, Andrew Gonzalez 19th, and Margaret Mason completes the top 20. Cars currently on the back straightaway here. Give us some time to be able to tell you who has DNF'd from this race, and quite a few drivers have already taken their cars back behind the wall, including Luke Walker, Hayden Klein, Tony Blazer, Dom Capps, Trent Dunham, Richard Johnson. 2nd in the points, Adam Chambers. He has taken his car behind the wall. Dylan Young, who came into this race 9th in points. He's gone out of the race. Felix Harris, 6th in points, and the rookie points leader is out. And Colin Welty has also taken his car back behind the wall as well to the garage area. The 2 biggest hits right there for drivers that were running up inside the front of the field, Trent Dunham and Tony Blazer. What a dismal way for this night to turn around for those drivers, and tough break as well for Adam Chambers and Felix Harris, both of whom were running really, really well in the point standings. Of course, Adam Chambers, we documented at the beginning of this race, was only 6 points behind Dylan Poteet. I think his chances of taking the points lead are definitely gone out the window, at least for tonight. As here we go, getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Carter Keselowski going to get us back under green. These drivers going right back to where they left off. Going to go double wide here. Henley looking to the inside of Ron Bajara Jr. for 2nd place. Meanwhile, back a battle for 4th place. Seth Cole underneath Stephen Pollard III. Seth Cole's been putting together some really good runs as of late. He's kind of been the proverbial bridesmaid, never the bride. Finished 2nd to Galligan at Talladega. Finished 2nd to Maggie Vaydarvu last week at Darlington. And here comes Henley. Nice run to the inside of both Carter Keselowski and Ron Bajara Jr. He's going to go to the front. Seth Cole going to move to 2nd. Here comes Danica Shirley and Jacob Cook. And oh man, Danica Shirley just had to bail out of the throttle there. And that allowed Carter Keselowski and Ron Bajara Jr. to get by her. Now Stephen Pollard III and Eric Burton all over the back bumper of the 3. But meanwhile, the Best Buy Ford is long gone. Sean Henley out in front by quite a margin right now. Then it's a long ways back to this battle for 2nd place, where you got Bajara Jr., Danica Shirley, Carter Keselowski, Eric Burton, Seth Cole, and I believe I saw Stephen Pollard III involved in this as well. Yes, there he is in the 99. Looks like Keselowski will go to 2nd place, and wow, did they get a run on Henley? Man, oh man! They came right up on Henley. He was standing still. Oh man, Danica Shirley was loose off through there. She has got one loose race car, and that is not good in the middle of a 3-wide situation. It's a wonder she was able to hold on to that thing. Good gravy. Meanwhile, Henley, he's been able to open the gap up again between himself and Carter Keselowski. Keselowski trying to close that gap up one more time. See if he can get that big run out of turn 4 on Henley like he did last time. Yes, he will. Right up again on the back bumper of the 43 comes Carter Keselowski, and Ronald Ricciardo Jr. is right there as well. They just accordion up right there. And here comes Keselowski to the inside. Oh man, he got loose off that corner. Had to bail out. That's going to help Henley again to keep the top spot. Carter Keselowski did not enter into that D-shaped front straightaway the way he wanted to. He'll remain in second place. Seth Cole third. We're seeing the same players up here, but we're going to see some new players right now. One of them is the 18, rookie Alex Tanker. He's now worked his way up here inside the top 10, now going by Jacob Cook, who has also now made his way up into this top 10 here. And oh my goodness gracious, they're going to go 3 wide here. Oh, I thought they were going to. Guess not. Oh man, Danica again, loose off that corner, and Chris Dalton nearly just ran into the back of her. She's got to find a line out of the front straightaway here to be able to keep in the throttle, because that's going to cause a wreck at some point. Danica Shirley nearly just got punted out of the way by Chris Dalton, and really there'd have been nothing Dalton could have done. So now the fields begin to break up again. Henley out in front, then a 4-car pack of Cole, Keselowski, Tanker, and Burton. Then you go back to the rest of the field. As this battle for the lead continues to heat up between Seth Cole and Sean Henley, let's jump back and see where the current points leader Dylan Poteet is running. There he is. He's all the way back in the 23rd position. He's not made up any ground whatsoever. Right now looking at the inside of John Cittadino, who will now drive by him with the outside advantage. Dylan Poteet losing ground rather than gaining it. He crossed the stripe that time in the 22nd position. He nearly got turned around there with contact with Anthony McCurry. Both of them kept it together there. That was close. Let's try and find out where some of our other top contenders in the points are running. How about Nick Eggleston? We know he got involved in something earlier on. Well, he's moved his way up now to 16th place. There's Galligan as well. Nice recovery for him. They're now in a 3-wide battle with Maggie Vaydarvu, last week's winner, as well as Nicole Williams. Here comes Derek Reed into the mix. Oh, they're awfully close here. And, oh man, Nicole Williams used the outside line to propel herself by. It looks like the outside line, amazingly enough, is the fast way around this racetrack, at least when they get to the front stretch. And that is completely opposite of what we would have expected here. As Henley's still the leader, look who's moved up to second. Alex Tanker is now the new second place car. As now he'll dive down to the bottom, and here comes Seth Cole wanting to go 3 wide. Here we go! Henley, Tanker, Cole, 3 wide for the lead here at SuperCell. And Seth Cole looks like he will take the top spot. Tanker going to move into second. Oh, here they come in the front straightaway. Let's see if Henley can get that big run on the high side. Doesn't look like it. Not this time. Seth Cole going to go to the lead as we've got a total of 7 laps to go. Tanker is moved into second now. Seth Cole the leader. Toyota currently 1-2. And is the caution's out for the second time tonight as they're coming up on the slower car of Charles Jackson. Oh, they're going to have to split him. Oh, they split him just so close. What a move by Tanker. How did he find the room to do that? Out of turn 4, I think Alex Tanker has got it. I think he'll have the lead coming down to the stripe. Indeed he will. Alex Tanker will lead us under the second caution of the night. I don't even know what the caution came out for. I don't think it was Charles Jackson, but it could have been. Oh, it looks like there's some damage on the 15 of Rod Houston. I think maybe he and Jake Rogers may have made some contact. Oh, James McLeod sits on pit road as well. Rod Houston on pit road now. I thought I saw some pretty extensive damage to his car. I think Jake Rogers may have gotten caught up in whatever that melee was as well. With 6 laps to go, we're under the caution. We should get back to green, probably for a green-white checker. Don't know for certain. Caution waves for the second time tonight here at SuperCell. Alex Tanker is out in front. Well, here's a look at it. Almost exactly what we saw happen to Tony Blazer and Trent Dunham. This time it was Rod Houston. Comes up into Jake Rogers. They're going to get the wall. They almost had it saved, but then when the 15 bounces back off the wall into Rogers, Rogers hits the wall. comes down, makes contact with Christopher Martin and Barney Ward, spins down right in front of James McLeod, and that's what ends up bringing the caution out. Looks like Christopher Martin goes up. He's going to get the outside retaining wall as well there, heading into turn number 1. And there you see the 22 got turned around, facing the wrong way. That was enough for NASCAR to throw the caution for the second time tonight, and it's going to give us one wild finish, no doubt about that. McLeod was trying to work his way back up through the field. He's trying to get himself back into the top 10 in points as he currently comes in 11th. Jake Rogers, on the other hand, he was trying to work his way up through the points as he came into this race, currently sitting 24th in points. He was up inside the top 15 for a while, but slipped back. And then also we got Christopher Martin, who came into this race 26th in points after he enjoyed being up inside the top 10 in points after a while. But a few DNFs have caused problems for him. Barney Ward running very poorly in the standings. He gets involved as well. It's a tough break for quite a few of these drivers. Rod Houston as well, our winner from Bristol, getting involved. And second caution of the night is out. Fortunately, it wasn't as big a wreck as our first caution was, but did bring out the yellow nonetheless. And we're going to see what kind of a finish we're going to have tonight in the YouTube Comedy Week 200. Well, we've just gotten the signal of 1 lap to go before we put them into the green, and Alex Tanker elected to come down pit road and make a pit stop. That was the leader. So the leader now is Seth Cole. I'm not sure what the strategy was on Tanker's team, but whatever it was, I'm not sure if I agree with it. He just gave up the lead with 3 laps to go to come down and make a pit stop, did Alex Tanker. So Seth Cole will inherit the lead now. Second place is going to be Sean Henley. Jackson's going to be a lap down car, but being less than 10 laps to go, it's a single file restart. Eric Burton is in third. Fourth. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Eric Burton is in 4th. No, he's 3rd, actually. They haven't updated it since Tanker's made his pit stop. But 3rd place is going to be Eric Burton. 4th place, Carter Keselowski. And 5th place, Chris Dollerton. Ron Vigiario Jr. is 6th. 7th, Stephen Pollard the 3rd. 8th place is Margaret Mason. 9th is Jacob Cook. And Nicole Williams completes the top 10. Then you got John Cittadino 11th. 12th, Maggie Darbu. 13th, Sky Commons. 14th, Anika Shirley. 15th, Nick Eggleston. The rest of the top 20 are Matthew Rodriguez, Sean Galligan, Kyle Sosnowski, Anthony McCurry, and Andrew Gonzalez. Dylan Poteet, the points leader, going to restart all the way back in the 23rd position. Well, he's got some ground to make up here because drivers such as Galligan, Matthew Rodriguez, Eggleston, they're running better than Poteet is. And remember, there was only 14 points separating the top 5 in the standings. As here we go, Seth Cole, Sean Henley. They've got the advantage of the lap car of Charles Jackson between themselves and 3rd place Eric Burton. So here we go. We're going to have a green-white checker to decide tonight's race. Here we go, waiting on the flagman, and there it is. The green flag is out here again at SuperCell. Henley going to take the high line. That's not bad strategy, especially here on the front straightaway. We've seen the outside line get good runs. So Henley's going to try and wind that outside line up, but here comes Eric Burton looking to the inside line. Boy, if Henley had made that move coming out of turn 4, he probably would be able to take the lead, but here out of turn 2, the inside line is the line that prevails, as here comes Eric Burton, diving down to the bottom, looking for his first win of the season in the Oreo Truck Series. Here comes Dollerton, also looking to the inside. Ron Vigiario Jr., don't think we've heard the last of him. He's coming. They're going to come out of turn number 4. Let's see what it's going to have. We're going to have the white flag. We're still green flag racing. Charles Jackson has slipped back, so we won't have that lap car to contend with. White flag in the air at the line. Eric Burton leads the white flag lap. Chris Dollerton lined up right there. Can he go to the inside? Eric Burton going to try and throw the block as much as he can. Here's Seth Cole looking to the bottom. Carter Keselowski, the pole sitter, is there as well. He wants to finish where he started, out in front. Henley, Ron Vigiario Jr., I think we've lost them. They're no longer in the factor of this win. But oh boy, here we go. Here comes Eric Burton. He's got Chris Dollerton to the inside, and the yellow flag is out. Yellow flag's waving, doesn't matter. It's Chris Dollerton. He's gotten by for the lead. Carter Keselowski takes second. Can somebody get a run on him coming out of the final corner? Dollerton leads the way. Keselowski looking to the inside, but Dollerton wins the YouTube Comedy Week 200. Yellow flag came out on the final lap. Didn't matter. We raced it to the checkers. And Chris Dollerton will win here tonight at SuperCell. His first win of the season, and what a great win for him as he came in 23rd in points. This is certainly going to help him in the standings, no doubt about that. Eric Burton going to finish the night in 2nd, it looks like, but who was the caution for? Oh, Andrew Gonzalez, Barney Ward. I don't know what happened to them, but obviously they got involved in something that brought out the caution flag for the final time. The race did end under the caution, but still, we were able to race it to the checkered flag rather than have the race end under pace laps under the caution. Race is declared over, however. Ryan Acosta sits on pit road. Dylan Poteet, the points leader, he was in that. The points leader, Dylan Poteet, sits on pit road. He was in that wreck. Some other cars back there as well. I can't even tell who they are. Is that one of them maybe Nicole Williams? Yes, it is. You know, I thought we really didn't have to go back and look at a replay, but now looks like we've got a good 5, 6, 7 trucks that were involved in this. I think we should go back and take a look at this wreck that happened to put us under the caution for the final time tonight. This was just outside the top 10, somewhere around 11th, 12th, 13th, and right there, Nicole Williams, Stephen Pollard III, they're going to get together. John Cittadino going to get hooked around in this. And oh man, 19 car just propelled himself back right into Kyle Sosnowski. Derek Reed has nowhere to go. There's Eggleston getting turned by Acosta into the wreck. Barney Ward nowhere to go. And look at the pileup that takes place here. Andrew Gonzalez nowhere to go. Jake Rogers. Anthony McCurry, I think somehow just slid his way through there. My goodness, there's Poteet. He rams into it. So does Galligan. So does McLeod. Bob Jones. Alex Tanker. That choice for a pit stop did not work out for him. Look at the Acosta machine. He just gets propelled forward by Bob Jones and Dylan Poteet. And look at the carnage. There's Eggleston, Ward, Gonzalez, Reed, Poteet. Where's Galligan? I know I saw him get involved. There he is. He's on the apron. My goodness. So we had Adam Chambers get involved in that first big wreck. And now 3 more drivers inside the top 5 in points. Poteet, Eggleston, and Galligan involved in this. The only driver who got through it, I believe, was right there. 4th in points, Matthew Rodriguez. So now the big question is, what's this going to mean for the points lead? And there's Acosta upside down. He went for one wild ride. But there's Pollard III. That's a tough break for him. He was inside the top 10 all night. Kyle Sosnowski involved. Poteet, Nicole Williams, Ryan Acosta, Nick Eggleston. And we'll show you the finish at the line here. Try and give you a good view of it. It wasn't that terribly close, but still it was, I guess, closer than you could expect. There it was. Yeah, it was a full car length that Chris Dalton got Carter Keselowski by. But my goodness, I don't know how this race is going to end up finishing off. We got to fast forward it here so we can have the official results. So we're going to show you your official top 10 for tonight's event. Chris Dalton wins. Carter Keselowski started first, finished second. Nice night for him. Eric Burton going to get third. Seth Cole, another top 5 in fourth. And Sean Henley, nice run for him in fifth. He came in 7th in points. We documented how drivers ahead of him in the points had problems tonight, whether it be at the beginning or the very end of this race. Henley's going to have a nice points night. Ron Vajara Jr., nice run for him in 5th. Jacob Cook, didn't talk about him hardly all night. He'll get 7th. 8th place for Sky Commons. Nice run for him. Margaret Mason going to get 9th. And Maggie Vadaru, after coming off her first career Truck Series win, she'll get a top 10 here tonight at SuperCell. Now let's try and find out what the points leader is going to be heading into next week when we go, well, actually not next week, but when we head to our second half of the regular season after the All-Star race. So the points leader, let's see. Dylan Poteet's got to officially finish the night in 28th place. Chambers, we know, finished way, way back. Behind that, he finished in 39th, so he won't be the points leader. Nick Eggleston came in 10 points behind Dylan Poteet. So with Poteet finishing in 28th, Eggleston would have to be 18th, but he is not. Instead, Eggleston is in 24th place, so he will not be the points leader. Matthew Rodriguez, he came in a total of 13 points back. He'd have to finish then in the 15th position or better in this race. And where did he finish? 19th. So that means that Dylan Poteet, regardless of all the problems that happen here in the final stages of this race, he will still be the points leader heading into All-Star Race Weekend and, of course, race number 14. Hope you guys enjoyed today's track, this racetrack. I tried finding one that would be fairly similar to a Speedway track, and this one seems to bring about some really good finishes and some really good racing, too. So, hope you enjoyed tonight's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become a part of the crew today. Congratulations to Chris Dollerton on his first win of Season 5 in the Oreo Truck Series. Dollerton trying to make his second straight Oreo Truck Series chase for the championship. Okay, so we will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching the YouTube Comedy Week 200. Please like this video if you enjoyed tonight's race. Subscribe to Car Part of the Crew today. I believe I already said that. I'm already talking double. But anyway, here comes your official results, your official rookie points, and your official point standings heading into our next points race. We will not be going to another track for points racing just yet, though, because after this race weekend, we head to MM Super Speedway for the All-Star race weekend. Hope you guys will be keeping here on the NNSCRA Sports channel once this weekend is over, because we're going to be having the fan vote video coming out and all that. So be sure to keep it tuned here to the NNSCRA Sports channel, offline racing at its best.